Alright, so we're just going to go over example 3 in 3.11 in this recording. I made a mistake early on in the last recording, and then I just thought it'd be better to start over with the recording so you didn't have to see my mistake and me not catch it for a long time. So we're trying to prove that sinh of x plus y is equal to sinh of x times cosh of y plus sinh of x times, cosh of x times sinh of y. So here's the deal. When we show an identity, usually you want to start with the more complicated side. So the messier, more complicated, expanded side is definitely the right. And so the strategy here is we're going to start with that side, and we're going to try to do a bunch of algebra to get to the left-hand side, which is simpler. So something to remember, might not be obvious here, is that if you just use the definition of sinh and cosh and do the algebra with all this e to the x stuff, that's a good strategy. And so with that in mind, on the left-hand side, what sinh of x plus y would be in terms of the definition of sinh would be e to the x plus y minus e to the negative parentheses x plus y over 2. So on the right-hand side, starting there, and then we got to do the algebra all the way to get to this e to the x plus y minus e to the negative quantity x plus y over 2. So there we go. I wrote out the definition for our sinh of x, cosh of y, sinh of x, or cosh of x, sinh of y. Holy buckets, confusing. Alright, so then notice we got the division by 2 hanging out here, and we're going to want that overall. It's tempting to kind of say like, oh, I just pull out a 2, and I have that, but actually what it is a 1/4. Because if you think of multiplying the fractions here, the bottoms you multiply them, you get a 4. Down here you get a 4, so 4 is common to these overall 2 terms, so I can take it out as 1/4. That way then we can just deal with this junk on the inside and take it times 1/4 overall at the end. And it's weird as 1/4, but you'll see at the end what's going on. Now, the guts in here, not pretty. We gotta FOIL out this whole thing. Here, FOIL out the whole other thing, and then put things together. So let's get going on that. 1/4 overall out front. Now we're gonna start multiplying. E to the x times e to the y. It's e to the x, e to the y, and we'll simplify that in a bit. E to the x times e to the negative y. It's a plus. Then we're going to have plus e to the x. Wait, I'm moving on to the other term. So it's going to be minus e to the negative x times e to the y. And then it's going to be minus e to the negative x times e to the negative y. So that's FOILing out the first part here. Done with that. Plus, FOILing out the second part. E to the x, e to the y. Then we're going to have minus e to the x times e to the negative y. Then we're going to have plus e to the negative x times e to the y. Minus e to the negative x times e to the negative y. So see if you can combine some like terms here, because we can simplify each of these terms, but like if they don't, they go away or they combine, that save us on some writing. So e to the x, e to the y, anything exactly in e to the x, e to the y. Yep, we got that one. The rest of these got some negative in there. So those two will combine to 2 times e to the x, e to the y, which, by the way, let's simplify that too at the same step. Same base, add the exponents, that's actually e to the x plus y, which is encouraging because we want some stuff like that. Next thing, e to the x times e to the negative y. We got one hanging out there, it's negative, that's perfect, because then I can just cross it out and not write down again. They sum to 0. Next, e to the negative x, e to the y. Got one of those here. One one's negative, one's positive, goes away. Next one, minus e to the negative x, negative y, negative x, negative y. They're both negative. Don't get to get rid of it, but they sum to a minus 2 times e to the negative x times e to the negative y, which I'm going to write as negative x plus negative y. Wow, that really boiled down a lot in that step. And the prize, we want e to the x plus y minus e to the negative quantity x plus y. Whoa, we're almost there. So notice something. That's why that was 1/4, because we can factor out a 2 here. And we're going to get our 1/2 after all. E to the x plus y looks really good. Let's just write this as minus e, factor out a negative up top, x plus y, almost there. So package this up the way definition looks, maybe e to the x plus y minus e to the negative of x plus y, I'll redo, and realize that's just sinh of x plus y, which is what we wanted. Done. Alright, that's it for 311.